Hello everybody, let's do end of day update. Today is 18th of December. Buy zone to the sell zone. This is live market. Bitcoin pumped from green zone to the sell zone, 7% easy profits. Ethereum same thing, came to the sell buy zone and now it's pumping to the sell zone. Easy profits on Ethereum. You can see from here. Nice 5.8% profits here. Crude oil. I'll share this with my subscribers. There's a Discord link. You can log in, join that channel for free. And if you want to know these, you can see these levels. I share with my subscribers. You can subscribe to YouTube channel. It's not that bad. Like I think eight bucks a month. One trade can make you profit for the whole year. You can see, for example, um, crude oil test the buy zone I shared with my subscriber in pre-market, and also there's a separate chat group I share with them. 5% pump, and I told this is where you want to be selling. We sell in the sell zone, and look what happened. From sell zone we came to neutral line. So crude oil is now in the middle. S&P 500 came to the sell zone. You can see red line and then dumped. Nasdaq 100 also came above sell zone and then dumped. Okay. Dow Jones is in the middle, in a neutral line, and then also Russell 2000 is also near the neutral line. Gold also in the neutral line right now, came to the buy zone here. You can see this indicator always works to the neutral line, 0.58% pump. Silver also is in the middle right now. And CNQ, you can see very nicely, CNQ here came to the buy zone, was here a couple of days, came to sell zone, now came near buy zone here on Friday, now again pumped, now in the neutral zone. I'll show you. Okay, let's do daily analysis. Let's go there. Let's do daily analysis. Let's get that indicator, and let's start with SPY. All right, so you can see SPY. It's forming a topping process, in my opinion. If I go to 1 hour chart, let me get to regular trading hours. Let me hide this indicator for now. You can see what's happening. We had a gap up. Okay, you can see today we had a gap up, and this gap will be filled. All right, so I'm expecting SPY maybe as soon as tomorrow to go down, fill this gap around 0.27% before it can go higher. So go back to daily chart, and you can see I think we are probably looking at the forming a top, probably this week, next week, I don't know when. It's just a topping process, and then we're gonna probably roll over. All right, that's what I'm expecting. Go to 1 hour chart, you can see there is no divergence yet, no divergence on RSI. Uh, Let me add moving averages to see where we are right now. You can see price is way above all moving averages. Whenever it goes above this green line, which is 10 moving average, it might come down to touch this, find support. And there is a gap here around 455. If I go to 1 hour chart, you can see here this gap here. Let me hide this indicator here. You can see this gap. So 455, this gap filled, another gap here around 470. These two could be potential targets. Okay, so again, anyhow, I'm looking for SPY to roll over, come down maybe into January, and then another bounce. All right, January, February, looking for some weakness here. All right, let me actually add a PPO indicator, which is better indicator in my opinion. So you can see PPO here, what's going on in PPO. 1 hour chart. You can see PPO 1 hour chart, big divergence. What that means, price is going higher, but PPO is going lower, right? Lower high. RSI has no divergence, but PPO is showing some weakness here, right? So just be a bit careful here. Also, light green background. You don't want to be buying on background light green, okay? You want to be buying when it's red. So you're going to do opposite of the herd. You sell on green, you buy on red lines. All right, triple Q's same thing, looking for this to roll over in this week or something like that, and then maybe to come all the way down, fill some of these gaps. If not, maybe at least stay a little bit above. Now this big gap here will fill at some point, 377.97. I don't know when. It will fill one day. All right, so just forming a topping process, so looking for this process to form. Actually, today was the dividend date, looks like. That's why it's a bit down, triple Qs. But looking for this to top out and then dip around January, February, and then bounce. All right. Let's quickly look at Dow Jones. DIA, same thing. Looking for this to top, go down. IWM, gap below, gap up. I think maybe it will fill this gap, then come back down, and then go higher. Let's see. From here to the top gap is around 2%. All right. Okay. Crude oil, nice moves. You can see it made a higher high. If you go to 1 hour chart, you can see what's happening here. Higher high, then this high, higher high, and then this thing became support. Like if I want to draw another kind of support area here, you can see this whole area became support, broke out, came back here, hold it, and now I think it's getting ready for a bounce. All right, so crude oil is looking bullish, looking for next resistance here. Actually, this one is now acting. Try to break out. I don't know if I'm not gonna make it green. I want to see an impulsive breakout, like a big candle. Like you can see this massive dump here. I want to see a pump like that. All right. So looking for that pump to happen. And when that happens, looking for a candle of around 5-6%, that's going to be indication that this thing became support. Right now, it's still kind of in the support and resistance territory. All right, want to see a big breakout as soon as tomorrow. All right, CNQ gap down 162.88 and two gaps up. Okay, my targets from where we are right now. First gap 5% away and second gap 7% away. These are my two targets, and I'm holding CNQ and I will wait for this to happen. All right. Gold came back to the buy zone and then bouncing, just making a flag. So maybe it's getting ready for another bounce. Silver near resistance area, making higher highs, came back near this support area, did not reach that support, but higher highs, higher lows. This low is higher than this low. Now again in this massive resistance area, I want this to break out. All right. Natural gas, this gap here was created and this gap is filled, so I can delete this. Again, I'm looking for some weakness. I'm looking for divergence. Okay, I think natural gas will go make a new low, and then that will be a divergent low. That means higher. What I want to see is something like this. All right, new low here, and you can see RSI making higher low, PPO making higher low, price making lower low. So something like this I'm looking for. Dollar near resistance. Let's see if it breaks out. If this breaks out, Bitcoin and gold are gonna break down. All right. Bitcoin. Actually, I want to do some analysis on Bitcoin real quick. BTC here. Go to 1 hour chart. Yeah, this gap. Okay, so this was gap down on yesterday, and then today they filled that gap. So okay, so there's no more gap left. That's fine. Ethereum. Yeah, same thing. They filled that gap just now. Okay, so let's go back to daily chart on Ethereum and Bitcoin. You can see what's going on here. Green line is below red line on PPO. RSI is also Bitcoin is making higher high. RSI was making lower high. So there was a divergence. I'm looking for these couple of gaps to fill. Okay, 39,420. Another gap here, 31,165. So I think Bitcoin is also making a topping process and it's going to roll over in my opinion. Ethereum also making a topping process, looking for it to roll over, and probably Ethereum is gonna maybe go a little bit more lower. All right, so this gap is filled. Let's go to 1 hour chart. I did not realize. Okay, so this gap is filled. You can see how nicely it came just to touch this, fill this gap exactly on 5 p.m. All right, so very, very interesting. All right, so delete this. So gaps do get filled, right? Now there's these gaps, so just be careful on Ethereum. All right. Uh, let's go to Toronto Stock Exchange, looking for topping process, then go down. Hang Seng Index, China, broke out, 1 hour chart. You can see nice breakout, gap up. Now there is a gap here, so you should be looking to buy on this gap. And from where we are right now, it can come down almost 2.46% to fill this gap, okay? So look to buy on the gap fill around 16,170. Bond market, just flagging, okay? Just flagging, which is just consolidating after this massive pump, and maybe it's going to get ready for another boom, massive move higher. All right. So bond market is looking all right. Copper by the dip. Palladium consolidating on this next resistance. That's good. The more it consolidates, the higher it will be likely to go higher. Soybeans in the buy zone. All right. So nicely, nothing doing much. Let it load. Okay. So higher high, higher lows. Broke out, came back tested. Now going higher. con near resistance area. So I really want this to break before getting bullish. So let's see how long con can hold here, but these are all good levels to buy near 52 weeks low, guys. This is best chance. Sugar, want to see some divergence, very oversold short term. That's good that you have another opportunity. You can see from the top, sugar dumped almost 24%, all right? But now it's coming close to support area. Looking for a little bit more lower in this box, around 20 bucks. Want to see some divergences building, but until then, not being bullish on sugar. Tesla, uh, holding this trend line, okay, holding this, it was a breakout here, holding it, but this looks like a rejection candle, inverse thought hammer. If this goes down, there are two gaps to fill, 239 and 224. I'm only looking to buy on the second gap, which is around 11% away. First gap is around 5% away, all right? So I will be only looking to load Tesla again 224. Apple, gap down. Now there are a couple of gaps here. Now near resistance, you want to sell near resistance. New highs on divergence on RSI and PPO. So good time to take profits, and I think it could go roll over from here. RSI, oh sorry, PPO. Zoom in, green line just went below red line. Okay, so that's going to put some downwards pressure on Apple. All right. Netflix again in the resistance area, gap up, couple of gaps to the downside, one gap to the up, 509. I think, in my opinion, it should roll over. Let's see what happens. Microsoft just holding it, couple of gaps to the downside. Google, there was a gap, it got filled today. This gap here around 135. Now there are so many gaps down, no gaps up, so just be mindful of that. Facebook also looking like new high, still divergence on RSI, divergence on, you can see here even on PPO, massive divergence even after new high. So Meta is still looking bearish. Amazon, another high with couple of gaps. Actually, there is no divergence. Yeah, okay, so divergence is erased, so that's good. And yeah, Amazon is looking bullish, but there's a gap here. Remember, 147. Snowflakes just consolidating, maybe it's getting ready to roll over. Nvidia up 2.43%, gap up again. So there's a gap around 490 that will be fixed on me. Here you go. So AMD very overbought short term. Look to take profits if you're holding AMD. Uh, Newmont Mine looking for gap fill 40. Gold miners, gap up, gap down. Uh, let's see, maybe it will fill this gap around 30.97 first before it goes down. That's quite possible. So keep in mind. XLK, uh, XLK, let's see. Little bit of divergence here, but PPO showing more divergence. You can see here. All right. Very overbought short term. So this is tech stock XLE. In the middle, is it going to come down, fill this gap around 82? You can see 1 hour what happened. It gap up. Eventually, all oil miners going to boom very fast. Maybe tomorrow it's going to be. Oh, today was a dividend day. That's why. Okay. Today was a dividend day. All right. So let's see if it's near the trend line. So let's see if it can hold. Um, Utility sector, similar thing. Looks like it's trying to make another trend line here. Something like this. All right. Code. Um, Here you go. Gap down. Now could be coming to 36.7 to fill this other gap. Financial sector also gap down. Oh, also very overbought short term. KRE. All these ETFs had today was the dividend day. So it's all irrelevant. Sorry, that's the thing. Intel, couple of gaps here. Shopify, it wants to come fill that other gap around 73.91 before it can go high. UNH is looking pretty interesting. Are we gonna get a bounce? I don't know. So I think actually this trend line is not valid. So I have to find some support box here because this is one of the biggest healthcare stocks, and it's where it is right now. I really want this to come here, okay, this area here, to find some support. Let's see if it's going to come back all the way down here. Let's see. Pfizer is pumping, gap up. It might come back to fill this gap. Just consolidating. There's still this gap up 28.53 from here. So just be mindful, still can go 5% higher, all right? Other than that, everything's looking okay. Okay, anyhow, I think the best sector in my opinion right now is crude oil, and that's what I'm looking to load. And all right, guys, that's it for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Please hit the like button on your way.